So Scott, what is 1,000 Trails anyway?
Well, 1,000 Trails is a campground membership plan. There are upgrades and add-ons that can be purchased separately. 1,000 Trails gives access to certain RV parks according to your package. Different packages have different reservation restrictions. Some parks charge extra per night, some charge extra for 50 amp, etc., but more on that later.
So Scott, why should I buy a 1,000 Trails membership?
Well, that's a really good question, but before we start, let me make sure that everybody knows that this is all my opinion only. 1,000 Trails doesn't know me, they don't support me, all the opinions are my own, and that being said, 1,000 Trails is a good value for full-time RVers. It's a cost savings over time. I'll explain that in a few minutes. There is little or no savings for weekenders, or if you're just trying to do your 2-week per year vacation. I'll be discussing prices a little bit later.
I heard I can save money by buying a used membership. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Most people don't know you can buy a used 1,000 Trails membership, and you can save huge money over the inflated prices 1,000 Trails charges, and you can get the same plans with the same perks. We bought our plan, which coincidentally was called the Alliance plan, through campgroundmembership.outlet.com. Our representative was Kimberly. I've known several people that have worked with her. She is fantastic. Make sure you check that description. I'm going to have all of the details in there for you.
I heard 1,000 Trails is ridiculously expensive, so how much was it?
It is expensive up front, but it's also a cost savings.
What? Explain yourself.
Well, there's two main costs. It's your membership plan and your yearly dues. Other than the advertised plans on the 1,000 Trails website, prices are a little variable. For example, today on the 1,000 Trails site, it is advertised that for $630 a year, you can get a camping pass good for 190 locations. You can upgrade after that to get more parks and more benefits. Then there are the lifetime plans that are not advertised. Those plans require a salesperson to get involved, and they can get very costly up front. But this is where the savings come in over time.
What do you mean? How do I save if I spend more?
Well, it's just some basic math. First off, I need you and everyone to understand something. These lifetime plans are not for everybody. They are very good for full-timers who want to spend a lot of time traveling from 1,000 Trails Park to 1,000 Trails Park. Here, look at this map. If you want to travel the central United States and northern United States, 1,000 Trails might not be for you.
Okay, what's the map?
Well, let's assume for this conversation that the average cost of staying in an RV park in the United States is $40 a night. I think that cost is rising, but we're going to use $40 for this example. Now, let's assume you're a full-timer, okay? Which means you're 365 days a year in your RV somewhere. Let's do some math. $40 a night times 7 nights is $280 a week. Holy cow. That's $1,120 a month. That's $13,440 a year. All right, you can offset that a little. Let's say you do some boondocking here and there, and maybe some Walmarts and stuff like that. You can maybe bring that down to around 10 grand a year. Cannot know exactly what a lifetime plan costs. And that is because when you buy it from 1,000 Trails or used through Kimberly, depends on the market. So basically memberships will run, and here's the magic number you've been waiting for. They're gonna run $5,000 to over $15,000 for your membership. Yeah, I said that right. That's $15,000. That's pretty common. I highly, highly suggest that you contact Kimberly at campgroundmembership.outlet.com for a massive discount on those same plans with the same perks. Check the description for her contact information. Kimberly will work very hard for you, and she'll make sure you get exactly what you want for the lowest price, and that is the honest to God truth. She'll take care of all the paperwork. She does everything, and she makes it easy. So let's do some more math. Let's assume you bought a lifetime for $10,000. Okay? Maybe you can get one for 10. Boom. Year 2, it's already paid for. You get it? And your camping is free. I'm going to put air quotes on that part. In fact, you're making money by not spending money. That's how I like to look at it. Now, you do have some yearly fees, $630 plus, depending on what you buy. But you can now see that even those fees will be absorbed by the savings over time, because that $10,000, $6,000, $8,000, whatever dollars membership you buy up front, it's a one-time purchase. That's it. It's lifetime. It's also sellable and transferable. So,
Man, you must be some kind of math wizard.
maybe I am.
What else do I get for all that money?
Well, that depends on your plan, but you can get up to 210-day advanced reservations. Now, that's really important for some places, like California. There's some Orlando, Thousand Trails Orlando. You've got to book 210 out or you're not getting in there. Now, your basic plans have 60 days. Some plans even let you exchange some days for a cabin. Let's say you got your friend or whatever coming up in the same campground and they don't have an RV. You can put them up. You can exchange some of your stuff for cabins for them. Some plans allow you to access other RV parks or another plan called RPI. That's Resort Parks International. RPI is an excellent benefit. You cannot purchase RPI independently. You must be part of another plan, such as Thousand Trails. It's under $200 a year, and it allows access to RV parks all over the United States for discounted stays. So that lets you get out of the Thousand Trails system, and most of them are only $10 a night. Now, they do have restrictions. Sometimes they say only 3 days. Sometimes it says 1 day. You know, you have to read your blurb on the website before you book it. And we love RPI. We've used it dozens of times.
Sounds too good to be true.
Well, sorta. Unfortunately, there's some things about Thousand Trails that I need to share. Once again, these are my opinions. Sure. Take it or leave it. All right, guys. I've not been in every Thousand Trails park in the system, but I've been in a lot of them. Thousand Trail parks are often small parks with limited sites and links. Many will only allow up to a 40-foot RV. We're 45 feet. There are several RV parks, Thousand Trail parks, we can't go to. Many Thousand Trail parks are very old and not in great condition. In fact, there's more potholes than there are roads, and the sites are kind of unlevel. We see that a lot here in the Texas area. For example, in Arizona, we didn't see that hardly at all. We thought the Arizona Thousand Trail parks were, for the most part, very level, mostly asphalt. Very nice. Many Thousand Trail parks have limited full hookups. Some do not have very many 50-amp sites. Some sites have no sewer. Now, that sounds crazy if you've never been RVing or you've only been places like Arizona, but we find it all over the place here in Texas and other areas. We're in a site right this very second with no sewer. So don't be surprised if you're at a 30-amp with no sewer. Okay, here's the really big gotcha. Although Thousand Trails parks are corporate owned, they have wildly different rules. Wildly different. I mean, so different you're just going to have to just shake your head. Thousand Trails corporate allows its parks to nickel and dime you to death, and I am not exaggerating or over exaggerating. That is exactly what they let them do. Their fees for everything. So you pay your big $6,000 to $15,000 membership fee. You pay your $630 to $1,500 a year maintenance fees, and they still try to extract money from you. Okay, some parks have no fees. Yeah, corporate owned. I don't get it. Most parks charge $3 or more per night for 50 amp service. That's pretty common. We've seen it higher. Some parks charge, brace yourself, sit down. Some parks charge $5 to $25 per package delivered to the front desk. I'm just going to stop for a second and let you think about that. So you've got an Amazon purchase. You have it shipped for free because you got that Prime thing, right? It lands in the front desk of the park where they never touch it. The UPS driver will take it and set it on the desk, and the people behind the desk never touch it, don't even know it's there. But when you come to pick it up, they're going to charge you $5 to $25 to pick it up. I'm going to let you make your own decision on that one. We don't do it. We don't fall for it. We will never, ever, ever pay a penny for something that we shouldn't have to pay for. Now, if they delivered it to our camper for a fee, that's fine. But they don't. Some parks charge you to have a visitor for the day. Ha! It's true. My parents came to visit.
Who knew?
$10 for my parents to come to visit, and I had to fill out a form. Oh boy. Some parks charge you if you leave your rig overnight. Yeah, I've paid for this site. What do they care what I do with it? But they charge you up to $32 if you spend the night somewhere else not in your rig. How do they know? Because they come around and look and figure out if your vehicle is missing overnight. Other parks could care less. Anyway, the list goes on and on about the nickel and diamond. Thousand Trails does not reserve sites. They only reserve you the right to enter the gate when you make your reservation. That's it. You could enter the gate, and theoretically, they could be full. It could happen. It probably won't, but if they're close to full, you're going to be in the weeds somewhere with no sewer and no power. Anyway, it is first come, first served, and that is every Thousand Trails park that we've ever been in, unless it is Encore affiliated. Encore does reserve sites, but they're $20 a night extra. So, it's very common to take a crappy site and then 2 or 3 days later, scope it out and find a better site and move. Okay? You get used to that. So here's the bottom line, everybody. If you're a full-timer and you plan on spending a lot of your time in the States, the Thousand Trails has parks, and then this is absolutely for you. There is no other plan known in the camping world that equals this for full-timers. Yes, it's expensive up front. 2 to 3 years, it is paid for, guys. $40, $50 a night on the average. Just do the math in your head real quick. It's done. That membership fee, we paid for ours in under a year. We spent so much time in Thousand Trails Park, we literally paid for our plan in under a year. Okay, and if you want to travel up through the center of the country, RPI. Okay, let's see. In conclusion, there are no other membership plan for RVers that offer such a great value over time. You'll need to be in the system a year or two to see the savings. Okay? Lastly, do not call Thousand Trails and buy a new membership. You don't have to. They are perfect. There's a bee flying around.
Oh,
sorry, guys.
scared me.
They are perfectly fine with you buying a used. They support used. There's nothing illegal about used. It is absolutely 100% legit. And if you want to call them and ask them, they'll say, yes, it is, after they try to sell you something for twice the price. So look, guys, you get the same plans. They may be under a different name. I didn't mention this, but Thousand Trails, like a lot of club memberships out there, they change their names every once in a while to make it sound better. Platinum, Elite, Alliance, blah, 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 blah. Usually it's the same thing. Buy used. Same plan, same benefits, super cheap. Campground membership outlet.com. I will have all of the information in the description for you, and I hope I explained everything. I know you probably came here just to hear the pricing, so I'll just boil that down for you. The last statement, you're going to average out, if you buy new from Thousand Trails, you're going to average out around 10K, 12K, and if you buy used from Kimberly for the equivalent plan, you're going to hit about 65. It depends on the day of the week. It depends what's available. You know, the only way that she has used memberships is when people like us sell our membership back. That's it. So she may have a ton of them. She may only have 3 of them. You might have to wait. It's worth the wait. Trust me, it's worth the wait. That's it, guys. Kimberly, if you're watching, hey, and we'll see you guys soon on the next video.